to another video. As you see the title, right now in this video, I want to talk about focusing on your core audience. What I mean by that is that as a creator of content, but as a comic creator or a manga creator or a webtoon creator, what you need to be doing is focusing on your core audience, focusing on the people who really support you, support your stuff, who are really hardcore fans of what you have going on, instead of trying to appeal to the masses, instead of trying to appeal to the general, to the main market, right? The best thing you can do for yourself is to focus on trying to address your, I guess, basically you should be trying to create product, create your manga, your webtoon for the people who support you, instead of trying to get everybody possible to support you, because at the end of the day, it's very difficult to, I guess, try and become famous, and to be honest, you don't need to be famous. You don't need to become famous. What you need is a good amount of fans who support you, who really support what you're doing. And I got the idea for this from this video right here. If anybody knows who Seiji is the founder of Ontsugo, Amana Collective, or Amana Company, right? And he did this video right here with Coffee Comics, with Muzi, right? From mana to music to mana again. Well, in that video they explain why Seiji had to leave. He had to leave mana or manga behind for a while to focus on music, so that he can bring in revenue and pour it into mana and into his company Ontsugo, right? One thing he mentioned in that video is that you should not be trying to compete with Shueisha, Shonen Jump, or trying to, I guess, trying to reach the main market, right? Instead, you should be focusing on at least 1,000 hardcore fans. And I agree. I totally agree. You see, one thing I'll say is Coffee Comics, right? He built this website called Coffee Originals. He created it for... Damn, there's noise outside. Anyway, he created this website, right? And in my opinion, Coffee Originals is what Viz Originals should have become. Because I remember back in 2019, right? When Viz Originals had announced that they were going to publish, I guess US creators, or basically anyone who's not in Japan, right, who wants to publish manga. Their idea was to publish their work in with Viz, right? But the thing is, man, I mean, they have published some graphic novels They have published graphic novels, but I was hoping, at least with Viz Originals, I was hoping they were gonna at least do like serializations, like how the Japanese do it, right? The Japanese, they serialize series, like they release them chapter by chapter. But that's not what Viz Originals.
You'll need to unlock your iPad first.
That's not what Viz Originals is doing, right? They're either doing graphic novels like this one, I'm the Grim Reaper, bro. It's either that or this one-shot program they're doing with Hasashi. Hold on, let me find it. If I can find it. Shoot. Well, anyway, yeah. Hold on. The hell? I don't know where I can find it. Well, these are just graphic novels. I don't know if I can find, cause. My point is, at least with Coffee Originals, yeah, Coffee Originals won't be as big as Viz Originals, but at least with Coffee Originals, the people who have their series on this website will be able to build an audience, right? And that audience is going to support them. Pretty much what I'm doing with my series on Webtoon. I don't have much of an audience yet, but once I'm working on a backlog of episodes right now. Once I have that done and released it, I'm sure my subscriber number will go up, but at least with this series that I'm working on, my hope is to generate some type of audience, and then once that's done, it's that core audience that I'm going to focus my attention on. I'm not trying to be famous off this series. Honestly, if I wanted to be famous, I wouldn't have even put this on Webtoon. Ourea. I wouldn't have put Ourea on Webtoon. I'd be trying to probably pitch it to a graphic novel company or something. Cause that was originally what I was going to do, and then I just discovered that, man, Webtoon, I can really flesh out the story the way I really want to if I just put it on Webtoon, you know? But I don't expect to become famous off of this, nah. If I wanted fame, it wouldn't be on Webtoon. But like I was saying with Coffee Originals, man, like the general public, the general public of people who read manga, most of them are just reading Japanese manga. They're not reading indie work. They're not reading stuff. Most of them are not reading stuff that are made outside of Japan. The people who read manga, right? They're into Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Kagurabachi, right? They prefer to read those type of series. Why? Because they're told that these are the series that they should be reading, right? But it's like, it's as if, because even you have some people that'll say, oh, it's not real manga if it's not from Japan. Some people still say that. I think it's dumb, because even the Japanese themselves, they say anybody can make manga, but some people are so ignorant that they think only Japanese can make manga, which is not true, right? A lot of people who read manga, who read Japanese manga, JJK, Demon Slayer, they won't even check out indie work. They won't even check out manga that's indie. So again, the best thing for you to do is to focus on the people who do read indie work, who do read in indie manga, indie comics. I know for me, I need to focus on the people who read independent comics on Webtoon instead of trying to become famous, instead of trying to like relate to, not relate, but like try to appeal to the masses amount of people. Because I'm gonna be real honest. Not everyone's gonna read Ourea. Not everyone's gonna read what's on Canvas, Webtoon Canvas, because Webtoon Canvas is the self-publishing side of Webtoon. It's different from Originals. Originals is the contracted work. Because I don't think anyone in the indie manga space or indie comic space should be trying to appeal to the masses amount of people who read comics themselves. Because not everyone's gonna want to read their stuff. And this brings me to this guy Young Wavy Comics, right? I'm gonna be honest. I know about the beef that has gone on between him and Coffee, and I am on Coffee's side with this, and I do believe he should stop using mana in his magazine, but that's not what I'm gonna discuss. That's not what I'm discussing about right now. What I'm discussing is about just the simple fact that, bro, you really should not be trying to appeal to the masses, because again the masses are not going to care about indie work, because they're like Coffee said in one of his videos, most people are just going to want to read and watch what they're told, right, from the mainstream. So Young Wavy, he created his magazine to try and reach the general market, and I'm just like, man, I mean, if he wants to do that, go ahead, but I think he told Coffee it takes about 30 years for that. Bro, 30 years, bro. 30 years. That's a long time. That's a really long time. It's a really long time, bro. But anyway, my point is to focus on your core audience. Focus on, instead of trying to be famous and blow up as a famous comic artist or something, like focus on your main audience of people who support you. And then while you feed those people, eventually your audience is gonna grow, because then other people who are outside looking in, they see that, oh, you're feeding your core audience, you're treating them right, you're producing product on time, right? They're gonna want to join in on that. But like I said, you're not gonna appeal to the masses, because again, the masses amount of people, again, they just do and read what they're told instead of them to think for themselves and say, hey, let me check this out. This looks cool. Let me check it out. But nah, they're not gonna want to read it unless it has a Shonen Jump logo on it, or unless it's, I don't know, like, unless it's from Japan or something. A lot of people just won't check out stuff that's not from Japan. It does suck, but again, the point is to focus on those who really support you, who really want to see you succeed, who actually care about your work. Focus on the people who actually focus on trying to appeal to the people who actually care about your work. That's the point I'm trying to make. So yeah, that's it for this video. See y'all in the next one.